Hi guys, greetings everyone. Today I want to take a little time to talk about startup, what a startup is, and how people can actually navigate the startup scenario. What exactly is a startup, and how can people navigate the startup scenario? Startup is simply a project that is carried out by an entrepreneur to solve a real world challenge. Any project that's carried out by an entrepreneur to solve a real world challenge is a startup company. Startups do not just go register a company and begin to sell already existing things or begin to offer already existing services. Startups would look out for problems that are existing in the market currently and go as far as innovating solutions to tackle those problems. If we take for an example, in the society currently, we have a challenge in logistics and deliveries, dispatch riders, people who do drop shipping. That problem currently exists where it's difficult to find a reliable source of dispatch riders. It's difficult to find a company that's going to deliver your product on time, that's going to specifically tell you we're going to do it between now and Friday, and it happens between now and Friday, you know. And it's an opportunity right now in the market. Anyone who is able to innovate an idea that can solve that existing problem currently is a startup. And because it's a problem that everyone is struggling to solve, everyone is struggling to find out how can we actually solve the problem of dispatch riders, the problem of delivery guys in within Africa. It's a very big problem in some African countries. I'm talking about major big African countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, South Africa. I mean, getting reliable deliveries is a major problem. South Africa is doing well. There are lots of dispatch riders who are doing a very great job, but then they are still suffering the same thing. We need to really understand how it will work in Africa, how deliveries would work in Africa. Now, I'm just talking about delivery alone. There are lots of other problems in within Africa that we should come up with real solutions to, to these problems. Yeah, there are lots of opportunities. There are lots of opportunities in farming. I see a lot of farmers who have the challenges of connecting with international buyers across the globe. You know, a lot of farmers have the problem of connecting with buyers. Who's going to buy our products out there? How do I get to meet the the seller outside of Africa? How do I get to meet a seller outside of my own country? I mean, it mustn't be outside of Africa. I want to sell outside of my own country. Well, I know there's still a lot of people within the country that are hungry that needs to buy what you are selling. But most times it's also a problem to reach out to the major markets, even within the same country where you exist, even within the same country where the farmer is. Sometimes it's difficult. Now, this is also another opportunity for entrepreneurs to explore. I mean, if you're able to come up with an idea that that can position the farmers to be seen by um, major markets within the farmers region, you are going to make so much money as well. You could be rated a startup in that category. You could be rated as a startup. It could be a platform, just a platform that farmers can sign up on and buyers can sign up in, and then you could connect them together. A farmer is able to get a notification when there is a ready buyer in Kogi State, when there is a ready buyer in Ghana, we are actually looking for these products. We're looking for cassava in large quantity. We're looking for pineapples. We're looking for this fruit in large quantity. This platform, you could see that there are farmers who have these products, and then there is a buyer who can get connected to this farmer in the same platform. So a startup is that kind of project that's carried out by an entrepreneur. That kind of project that is aimed at solving real challenges within the society. And it's a good thing that startups are usually focused on scaling. I mean, before you get on to funding, we'll talk about funding and fundraising and venture capital pitching and all of that. Before you get on there, startups focus on a scalable business model. How do I scale my business? It's quite easy. I was talking to a friend who's in Germany a few weeks back. Uh, he has a startup idea in agriculture, and it makes so much sense when we talked about it. I mean, it's quite easy to scale a business to business platform than a business to customer platform. And most times, investors, venture capitals are usually very interested in your company if you're going to be offering your business to businesses. A lot of startups in Nigeria has failed. In Africa has failed. A lot of startups in logistics have failed because they have focused on customers. If you focus on businesses, the good thing with focusing on businesses is you'll be empowering small businesses in very small communities. You'll be empowering those small businesses. If you start up a platform, a logistic platform, for an example, and you want to target businesses and you are encouraging people in local communities to leverage your platform, it means your platform, for an example, would have an e-commerce store, and then someone can log into your platform and purchase a product from your platform, and then a dispatch rider who is registered in your platform from that community delivers within that community. So you see that you're able to serve a larger number of people instead of instead of being the business of that dispatch rider who is serving the few customers that he or she can reach. So when you offer the business at a business to business level, you empower the small businesses to leverage on your platform and offer services within their small communities, So this same thing can be applied in various businesses. Like I've talked about a platform that can connect farmers. You see that you have opened up an opportunity for farmers. I mean, we are working on a product like that currently in the Middle East, where we are connecting people to purchase fresh fruits, businesses to purchase fresh fruits from this platform. So it's a platform where farmers are able to enroll, and then it's a platform where customers are also able to enroll. So you could see that these foods are fresh. Farmers are enrolling. There are fresh fruits every morning. There are fresh fruits, fresh vegetables every morning. And then the businesses that are resellers, the retailers, would get from this platform. The platform delivers using numerous dispatch riders. They deliver whatever fruits and vegetables that these persons require to their outlets, and then they sell to the customers. So there are lots of other challenges out there that you could find out. I'm just talking from my own perspective, someone who if you have completed an entrepreneurial training, it's an opportunity for you to go out there, seek out opportunities within your community that needs a startup to solve those kind of problems. There are lots of opportunities. I had written a few weeks ago, sometime in December, I had written something on public toilet being a very great business opportunity in Africa. Starting up a public toilet is a very good one. A dispatch rider is something that we cannot overemphasize. It's another very great one. Farming is a large opportunity. There's a large opportunity in farming. There are lots of other opportunities there. How can you bring in tech to it, turn it around, turn it into a technology platform that can solve a real world problem? There are lots of other challenges there. There is that in health tech, a platform that can make accessing healthcare easily to people. As you think about this thing, we had a webinar a few days ago also, and we talked about lots of challenges that entrepreneurs face, and we analyzed the university system, that people are actually getting tired of writing notes, taking down a pen, use a pen, you write notes, your notes and all. People are actually getting tired of this thing. So it's a problem. It's a problem. And if an entrepreneur is able to come up with an idea that can solve this challenge, then it's another great one too, because people want to write their notes and make references to their notebooks. I log into my iPad and I could see notebooks from 2016, from 2015, 2017. I could see my notes written. I could see minutes of meetings we had as students while in the university. I could see minutes of meetings. I could see my timetables that I had saved in iNotes. I just log in and I could see most of these things. So you see, if we can solve this challenge where students can write their notes in platforms that they could have references to in many years to come, you just log in and you see these references. This would be solving a real world challenge. So to be a startup, you need to be solving an existing problem within your local community, within your local, within the society where you live, and then gradually you scale up. You don't begin a business and you're thinking scaling from the start. I mean, it's okay. You would have plans to scale, but start from the most little place, from where you are. Start up from where you are, and then you see that the moment you have gone out there, things begin to unfold. Things begin to unfold one step at a time. You see, there are things you didn't consider, and then you begin to consider those things. There are things you didn't think about, then you begin to see that this thing was actually necessary. So you need to start and then take the step. Sometimes it fails. Sometimes you start up. I mean, I have had like 3 to 4 businesses that didn't work out as planned, that I had to refine. And then again, I have to refine. Again, I have to refine. You see, you have to get out there, see how people welcome your idea, see how people see your solution to the existing problems, and then you can push forward. Of course, you could study the playbooks of other startups around the globe, other startups around you, a lot in the fintech industry, a lot in the supply chain industry in Africa, a lot in the ed tech industry. There are lots of them. Um, and then if you're a customer, also look out for these business to business platforms, and you can have your own simple startup that can benefit from the business to business platform, and you serve your customers from there. You can look out for dispatch riders that are targeting businesses. You can look out for ed platforms that are targeting small businesses. So it's like an ed tech, and then you have certain um, subjects you want to teach. You can teach people to understand. You can leverage on these business platforms, because it's going to boost your adverts, it's going to boost your credibility. You can imagine Amazon having an ed tech platform where you could actually upload your lectures or lessons, or upload your own platform. So because I'm on Amazon, I'm able to see that this individual has these lessons to capture. What Udemy is doing, you could set up on Udemy and you have your lectures on Udemy. There are lots of these platforms that serve these purposes. So a startup, understand what a startup is. That's what a startup is, solving a real world existing problem. There are lots of real world existing problems that people are struggling to find solutions to. Feel free to reach out at any time. Feel free to reach out at any time. We will have a lot more to talk about on the startup journey. We will have a lot more to talk about. We'll have a lot more to talk about ideation. We have really talked about, yes, what a startup is. I'm sure you have a light of what a startup is right now. And we'll talk about ideation. We'll talk about development. We'll talk about your staffing. Then we'll talk about funding. All of these things will come from time to time in my channel. Remember to subscribe and remember to drop a message, drop a comment. I do well to respond as quickly as I can. And then for private sessions, you can book a private session with the team at any time. And sure, they will let you know and direct you on what to do. And we'll have private sessions. We'll have a lot to talk about. Walk me through your startup ideas, and we can guide you each step of the way. Thank you, guys. See you again soon.